All right, guys, good morning. I'm just trying to fix something on my end here on YouTube, so give me a few seconds. Slack, good morning. Goalie Crypto, Argyle, how we doing? And CJDV. New York fake out, fam. New York fake out. That's all I have to say. I'm just trying to fix my... Okay, perfect. So there we go. That one's going to be fine for now. Look at Bitcoin dumping right there. This is the top of the hour right here. Bang. Okay, wait. Hold on. Bitcoin live trading New York session. Bitcoin crypto Sol. Okay, so it should be good. Come on. There we go. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. The title should be all fixed now for the live. My streaming software didn't post the thumbnail and the title, but it should be good now. We should be rocking and rolling, right? I fixed it right here. Everything is dumping, baby. Okay, almost done, guys. Sorry. Normally, I have this taken care of, but sometimes with my streaming software, it doesn't post for some weird reason. All right. Thank you guys for being patient. Okay. So here's the thumbnail, guys, I made last night. All right. We're kind of on target here, but I made this thumbnail last night for the New York session. Right here. Right? Reason being is because we broke the trend. So we had a little fake out pump here. New York, we dumped a bit, we pumped, we dumped. We might do a bit of pumpage, dumpage still. We are bouncing off the conversion line right now. Good morning, fam. Hit that like button. Who's ready to make money in crypto? So we're bouncing off the conversion line at the moment, guys, right? So there's going to be a bit of wicks in this area, but for the most part, you are absolutely coming down. You have broken your 50 on your 1 hour. You're in a downtrend. You're in a clear downtrend. Your 4 hour MACD is dropping here. Oh, we have a sell alert on XAU. I think I was saying XAU was going to drop the other night. Gold. Okay, anyways, Bitcoin, right? So, guys, Bitcoin is absolutely dropping here, which is pretty obvious. I posted a short last night at some time. If you guys got in on this short, you're making money. Okay, right here. Watch for a big breakout on Pump Fund. If we break this channel up, we already broke the downtrend. Look, Bitcoin long, short 95.7. Bitcoin is now 94.9. Okay, we've been waiting for this 91K for a while. Okay, my streaming software seems to be good now. Now we've got all the titles here. All right, how is everyone doing this morning, guys? Are you shorting or are you longing? Or actually, more question is, are you in the Bitcoin short? Tried to long the SFP after the break got stopped out at break even. It is written in the cards. Here's the thing, guys. When we break the trend, there's no coming back up. This was a 90K trend, right? So all we're doing right now is trying to hold the conversion line. Now I'm on a 20x Bitcoin short. Probably should have done 40x, but 20x Bitcoin short. And I am riding it to 91.3. 91.3 is where I'm riding my trade to. Stacks is absolutely dumping. So if you guys are in stacks, you're printing. We had a little bit of a fake out there, but we're printing on that one. Also, a couple of other trades we're looking at here. So XRP. So first thing is, guys, Bitcoin needs to break this conversion line. Once we break this conversion line, we dump, okay? XRP was my other trade that I recommended to everybody to short. And we're breaking it, I believe. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get the live stream trending. Nope, not yet. What? Okay, we're breaking it now. Yeah, so XRP we're breaking. We're trying to break it. This is where I'd be shorting it. Non-financial advice, protect your own capital. But I've been waiting for XRP as well. Stop loss just above 209, whatever leverage that is. But you're going to see XRP roll over here. Really nice double bottom fake out. It is most likely not going to play out. And you're most likely going to dump all the way down to 188. XRP is the play. Stacks is the play. The market is about to really dump, guys, and we've been saying this the past couple of days. Make sure you guys are sharing your wins in the win section there. in my beastlimitless.com. Argyle, how you doing? Tips, James. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Look at Total 3. There we go. Total 3 is dropping finally. This is essentially what we've been waiting for, guys. We've been waiting for Total 3 to drop. It has done jack nothing, zip nada. But now Total 3 is coming down to our area like clockwork. So it looks like Bitcoin is going to range for the weekend around 91K or pretty close. We'll have to see as where we're closing after the New York session. But it is great. It is great to be alive in crypto. You know, I will say one thing here with all these fake outs and stuff like that. The New York session is the most predictable out of everything. Tokyo is usually ranging. London is doing London, but the New York session is the most predictable. So we're about to absolutely print and make a lot of money off this bearish divergence break of trend. Who's still in stacks, guys? Is anybody still trading that in a short? Because we are printing right now. We're at 36. Bang, look at that candle following Bitcoin right here. A little bit of a fake out. A little bit of a fake breakout into New York. That was obvious. But stacks is about to really drop in the next 24 hours because you look at a stacks right here. It has this much more room to come down to the bottom of the RSI. And then you're looking for the conversion line target around 32. Thomas, good morning. How are we doing? We'll see if Aave is dumping. So my top trades, guys, are XRP, stacks, and Bitcoin, essentially, and Aave if it breaks that channel. If you're not in a short yet, Aave is the way to go. Or XRP is the way to go because XRP broke. Yeah, no, Aave didn't break yet. Good morning, Tim. How we doing? I hope your shorts are printing. Yeah, so if you guys aren't in a trade yet on Aave, Aave is lagging behind, which is good. And then you should drop and backtest and then come all the way down to 142. So where's Ethereum going to be? Guys, we're absolutely crushing these trade setups this month. Crushing it. 20x Bitcoin short, stack short, XRP short. No, Ethereum broke. So Ethereum would be a short too. Yeah, so Ethereum's going to do the same thing. If you guys want to short Ethereum, non-financial advice, Aave is going to follow, and we are going to drop like bricks. I knew Ethereum wasn't going to hold it, but I don't trust shorting anything until it breaks. Yeah, there's Ethereum. Hit that like button, guys, if you have not. And then we got Ethereum coming down right here off of this bearish pennant. So let me ask you guys a question. Is everybody noticing how easy it is to predict this market right now? Solana's breaking the trend here too. There we go. Someone was asking on the live if they can short Sol. Now you can short Sol. Stacks is dumping, fam. Dumping. So one of the reasons, so here's the thing, guys. When you're looking at AMD, AMD is the most important thing in trading, okay? I didn't think it played out in crypto, but it absolutely does. So when you're looking at AMD, you have Asia setting up the day. Whatever Asia is going to do, New York and London is going to follow, but not typically with the same movement. So you've got Asia, which was an accumulation. London accumulated. So that means that New York is either going to manipulate or distribute or both. And what New York did in the first 15-minute candle here, first 15-minute candle, New York opened with a drop down to the support of the bear flag, pumped up to about 95.7, and then faked out because we broke trend. So we had a bit of manipulation with the New York session in the first hour candle. I'm going to show you guys how to do this in our training session, okay? I'm going to show you guys how to do this in our training session, but if you could predict the first 1-minute candle and the first 15-minute candle, you know where the direction is going in the market. Every single time, at least with the New York session. So New York is going to manipulate or distribute. And typically what happens is we manipulate and we distribute, right? And the trend is your friend. So once we broke this, it was kind of game over for Bitcoin in the shorter term. What happened with Pump Fund? So Argyle, make sure you are in beastlimitless.com and see the setups we're posting, right? Because we're posting a lot of setups. So Pump Fund did not break out yet. Remember, we were talking this on the live, guys. Pump Fund was about to break out, but it didn't. Here's the caveat, though. We are broken out on the macro downtrend. So Pump Fund is really just ranging. You do have bearish dive on Pump Fund. But at the same time, you're oversold on Pump Fund. I would say Bitcoin has to drop first and range a bit, and then Pump Fund is going to do its thing because it's not really dropping. It is broken out, right? So if you look at right here on announcements, 6 hours ago I posted this Bitcoin stop loss, right? I posted stacks and stuff like that. So if you guys are looking for the trade setups, just go announcements here and you're going to be able to see what I post. And same thing, watch Pump Fund, right? We posted this Bitcoin short at 95.7, guys. And Bitcoin obviously dropped off here. Now, there's a possibility New York just bounces up and down here a bit, but for the most part, off of this 4-hour candle, you're definitely dropping. You're going to see the New York session have a lot of wicks in the first 4-hour candle. And then after that, we should continue dropping here. Now, another thing too, guys, is a lot of orders are going to be triggered as well because you've got fair value gaps here. So now you're dropping into the fair value gaps, which means that you might have a bit of a drop, a bit of a pump, a bit of a drop, a bit of a pump because you are coming back into the fair value gaps, right? But this should be invalidated throughout the day as we continue to drop. Alejandro, good morning. Good morning, fam. So Tether Dom has got that bullish dive that we've been talking about here for a bit, guys. Bullish divergence on Tether Dom on the daily and the 18-hour time frame. That is not good. We've got a triple bottom on Tether Dom on the weekly. That is not good. So we are dropping on the weekly, but we've got that massive triple bottom, which means that if we're looking at bullish divergence on Tether Dom, fam, it looks like USDT could break out to possibly 10 cents like we've been looking at. But here's the thing. If USDT broke out all the way to 10 cents, where the heck is Bitcoin going to go? Because keep in mind, Bitcoin broke out on the macro. Harry, good morning. Can you look at render? Absolutely, fam. We will look at render. If you guys are making money on the Beast Limitless community, guys, let me hear it in the comment section below. Let's go 333 this time. Render's forming a huge tweezer reversal here on the weekly. Which is a bearish retest pretty much. Render is like stacks just ranging, right? So here's your downtrend on render. Okay, so render's kind of breaking the downtrend right here. I believe it is going to break. You've got a little bit of support here on render right here. And a bit of resistance around 246. But the way I see render is breaking right here. And you're going to see, Harry, you're going to see render drop all the way down to 140 in that area. Now, you are going to have support. Fast Easy, what is up? How we doing? We're looking at about 91K on this Bitcoin drop. 93.5 would be good if we bounced off of a fair value gap, but we have the bottom of the trend, and the trend would be about 91K. That would be the continuation of the uptrend if we hold it. That is the question. I'm not liking a lot of these altcoins right now and how they're closing the weekly, how they're closing the daily. But yeah, render, you're going to drop pretty much down to about $2, and then after continue all the way down to 140. And that bearish dive will render's breaking. Render's breaking the 18-hour trend here. So you're going to see a swift drop on render all the way down to here. Stacks and render has been pretty solid with their support levels. Again, you've got fair value gaps, so I don't think it'll just drop like butter, but we definitely are going to come down here on render. We didn't even hit the top of the daily. We hit this area right here. Remember, guys, render's still in a downtrend. We did break out the smaller time frame, but we didn't break out of the larger time frame, which kind of is shocking because I would have expected render to push all the way up to 321. It's same thing, just like stacks around 45. But we should come down to about 148, 150. Maybe range at the conversion line. I highly doubt it. I would say this area right here. I don't see render completely dumping all the way back down to the bottom because it hasn't played out the channel. So if render actually dumps that much, we should pump all the way to about $3 after. It all depends on what Bitcoin is going to do. Can I look at Firo? It is a privacy coin. Sure, let's take a gander at Firo. I believe it was pumping. Okay, so we got a nice little uptrend here on Firo. Shout out to everybody on the live, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining. So Firo hit the top here. Firo hit the top. Typically, you're going to play out that channel, which I would say it could come back down to about 97. You are in an uptrend, though. Yeah, so I could see Firo pushing up maybe to the top here again. But you did break the uptrend and you're rejecting the conversion line. So this could be the shorter term top here, as you do have some bearish divergence. So off of a lower time frame here, this is your trend. If we break out this, we could fake out back up here. But we are looking at Firo coming all the way back down to about 80 cents, possibly. You do have some bearish dive on the 4-hour. If it breaks this conversion line, there's a possibility we pump back up to about 480-ish. But we did break the initial trend. So you're going to be ranging for a bit while there's some volume coming in, and then I would say Firo is going to reverse back to 80-ish in that region. We could go a lot higher, but that I would say we range from about $3 to $2.50 based on the fact that we did break that uptrend. We did hit the top of the channel. But Firo is looking pretty good. So if this did come back down to here, I would be looking at a long in that area. I'm getting my alert on Arkham. Are we dumping or are we pumping? Nope, we're dumping. Nothing is safe right now in this retrace on Bitcoin. Nothing. Even if it looks bullish, nothing is safe. Arkham's going to be a good short too. Arkham can drop all the way back down to around 17.3. Make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. Let's run up the live. We're crushing it on these trade setups. Stacks is printing, guys. 35.5 on Stacks. That was the trade that would not drop. All right, near. Yeah, near broke the conversion line. So if you're shorting near, there you go, right here, bang. 170 would be my short in that area. Ride it all the way down to about 154. 154, and then you do got a little bit of an uptrend here on near. I really don't know if it will hold it, but you can see near dropping down to about, yeah, 154 in that area. I was checking USDT yesterday and knew a big dip was coming in the markets. Yeah, that USDT has bullish divergence, guys. I can see USDT pumping to 10%. The problem is Bitcoin broke out on the macro. So is this going to be a fake out in the market? I'm not sure. I can't say this is going to be a fake out and we break 91K. Right now, 91K is my target. I will say this after viewing Bitcoin on the daily. I just realized we never actually backtested the trend. So if you guys look right here, Bitcoin actually never backtested the trend. It looked like it did, but it didn't. So if you guys look right here, it backtested this area right here, which was about 89. But the trend, now I'm seeing this for what it is. Obviously, 91K is our target, but I am going to give you guys a scenario that could make sense. Could, possibly. Again, right now we're bouncing off this fair value gap in the shorter term, but potentially Bitcoin could go down to about 86K. Now I'm going to tell you guys why, because when we break out of a macro time frame, we need to backtest the trend on the daily for it to be a real breakout. Right now, Bitcoin has not backtested the trend on the daily, which means that if you look at where the trend broke, where is that? Around 85 to 86. If Bitcoin doesn't backtest the trend, it could be a fake out in the market. It looked like Bitcoin was backtesting, but if you actually draw your real wick to wick, Bitcoin did not backtest at all, which leads me to believe that we are going to have a bigger drop than 91K. But 91K is the short-term target. We'll deal with the rest later. Or off of that trend line right here, maybe a wick to 86. Where would that be? 86, 85.9. And if it doesn't backtest the trend, then we are just going to have a massive fake out. But for now, let's just talk about 91K, because that is the bottom of the channel. But you got to keep in mind, guys, Bitcoin not backtesting the trend means that we don't have a real breakout, which is kind of scary, because, right? We'll see. We'll see what happens. 91K is my bottom for now. And if we break 91, we know we're going to 86. Here's the thing. We do have bearish dive on the daily, the 18 hours. So why do we have bearish dive on the 18 hour and the daily if we broke out? That is what is not adding up to me, which means I got to look at things from a different light. And I'm seeing that Bitcoin could just completely sell off. Hopefully I don't even know. If we backtest 91K, that still wouldn't be backtesting the trend. So there's a big possibility we come down to 80, 89 or lower. I'm just giving you guys what I'm seeing. You're thinking a deeper pullback than I'm seeing, possibly. But that 91K is going to be that major support. I don't want to be spewing out 89 and then, you know, we're on a macro uptrend here. Things retrace after a pump. Why have we not backtested the trend? Hit that like button, guys. Smash that like button. I appreciate all of you for being on the live. All right, we've got 5 minutes left on this 4-hour candle, guys. And here you go. Bitcoin's almost into the 1 hour, the bottom of the RSI. Here's the thing. I'm just being real with everybody, right? Like, I don't want to be spewing BS. I don't want to be telling you guys, oh, we're going to bounce off here. We're going to bounce off here. Stacks is a gift that keeps on giving right now. This 1 hour is about to, this 4-hour candle is about to just drop. And the other thing too is if you look at the RSI on the 18-hour time frame, guys, a lot of people don't use the RSI correctly. They think the RSI doesn't work or it's a momentum indicator. The RSI, so if you look at a Bitcoin, right? If you look at Bitcoin and you're seeing a drop here, okay? Let's say we break this 18-hour trend right here. We can see we bounced off the 18-hour, right? The 18-hour trend, this is very important. You guys pay attention to this because the 18-hour trend, the daily trend, is 80K. Okay? So let's say we break 80K. Riddle me this for a moment, right? This means that the RSI potentially has this much more room to go down. So even though we might be ranging, pumping, dumping, ranging, pumping, dumping, that means that we are pretty much going to have to touch the bottom for a reset. Because now you broke that macro trend. You haven't broken the trend. We're on the uptrend still. We're still good. But I'm just saying if it does break, you're going to want to pay attention, right? Okay, 4 minutes left here, guys, on this Bitcoin trade session with New York. We're trying to hold the conversion line. We did break it, but we are trying. We got a fair value gap here at about 94.7 to about 95K. JCT looks like a good short. So if we're looking at JCT, JCT looks not bad, but the problem is it's in an uptrend, right? So yeah, it is looking like a good short actually. Because you hit the top, you're kind of retracing right here. Yeah, this is actually a good short because you broke this trend. So JCT can potentially dump all the way down to about 0.002. You have a massive rounded bottom here in a breakout though. So shorting breakouts are so hard for me and longing downtrends are hard for me. I'm really on that type of thing of respecting the trend as your friend because look at that breakout, right? Like potentially this rounded bottom on JCT can take us all the way to about 0.009. It's the same thing with pump fund, right? Like we may be dropping, but it broke out of the macro. Yeah, so you know what? I could actually see JCT pumping all the way up to 0.029, playing out this channel, ranging in this channel because we have a lower term shorter term channel in the 1 hour. However, here we have a low uptrend. We bounced off of it after hitting the top. I'd be cautious shorting JCT. It could play out on a scalp trade possibly, but this has 100% broken out. And you're probably going to play the channel until you break out of the macro. This is going to be a very, very good long once Bitcoin chills out. Very, very good long once Bitcoin chills out. You're literally looking at about, let's say we broke the uptrend here. You're literally looking at about 200% of pretty much blank space on JCT. So set an alert, guys, right here, because once this breaks out, it'll fly. Other than that, it is going to consolidate for a bit of time. Okay, so the 4 hour has closed. Four-hour MACD is dropping, as we have seen that still above your zero line, right? But bearish momentum. 1 hour is very into your zero line right here on your MACD. 15-minute is trying to come up here because you're oversold. So keep that in mind. However, we broke the conversion line. So now we've got a big short fair value gap right here. Big fair value gap right here. So now that we broke the conversion line, yeah, there's a possibility we fake out and maybe come back up to 95. But for the most part, this is now going to be gliding to around 91. There's a possibility we range here for the next hour, touch that fair value gap. Possibility, might not happen, might just dump. Range for the next hour, possibility to backtest that fair value gap off the short and then continue back to the downside. Steve, how we doing? Can we look at Tara? Tara's been a good one, actually, a long time ago. I know Tara pumps out of nowhere. Taraxa. Shout out to all the people on the live, guys. Hit that like button if you have not. Yeah, so we're breaking that conversion line, so there's not going to be too much buys coming in. That is a major support level for whales. And whales are going to start selling once they know that conversion line is broken. Tara's in an uptrend. So guys, you can see, even though I'm bearish on the market, I am not numb to the fact that we're in uptrends, downtrends are breaking out. And this is another one. Oh, Tara's looking very good. Yeah, Steve, Tara's looking very, very good. What is this going off here? Now we have a buy. One up trading. How we doing, fam? Back in profit on your short. There we go. We've been shorting since 95.7. Tara's interesting because it did break out, but we kind of got to redraw that channel on Tara. Yeah. Man, all my alerts are going off. What is happening here? Buy. Okay, that's XAU. We had that massive drop. I could see XAU honestly dropping a lot more. Yeah, Tara's looking good on the uptrend, but it's rejecting the downtrend. So but it is on an uptrend right here. So if it breaks out of here, it will drop. I'd be cautious on Tara. I do like what I'm seeing if it actually broke out, but I kind of got to redraw that resistance right here. So I'm going to set an alert on Tara right here, because if we did get a big pump, we are going to get a massive pump. Shout out to everybody on the live, guys. Thank you for being active in the community. I appreciate you guys. It means a lot that you guys are on the London session, on the New York session, and on the Tokyo session. Make sure you guys are locked into beastlimitless.com, guys, so you're part of the trades and stuff like that. Trade calls that I put out. Let's look at what Bitcoin Dom is doing. Sorry, guys, if I look a bit tired. I did my Tokyo session till almost 3 my London session till almost 3 a.m. last night. Yeah, so this isn't looking good for altcoins. Pretty much what you did here on Bitcoin is you're backtesting this region right here. You already broke out of the downtrend. You've got a double bottom here. And you're kind of seeing Bitcoin, Bitcoin forming that double bottom on that breakout, which could take us to about 62% on Bitcoin Dom. You're flipping the bull market support band again on the daily. You flipped it, you faked out, now you're coming back up. You are in a bearish pennant here, but you did break out on Bitcoin Dom, so we'll see what happens. Bitcoin's bouncing up in the shorter term here a bit. Yeah, so we've got this fair value gap that we're back testing on the 4 hour, which is clear. So like I said, guys, I can see Bitcoin ranging in this area, bouncing at that fair value gap. But initially, we definitely are dropping in the longer term. I'm very impressed with your ability to never use curse words. Yeah, it's so we dropped all the way down to 94.2. As long as we are below this resistance here, guys, on this channel, we are definitely going to hold the downtrend. Okay, so we're coming up a bit because we hit the bottom of our downtrend. So what might happen? Josh, do you remember the night shift crew back in the early days in the basement and no sleep November? I do remember the night shift crew. So what might happen, guys? It's a possibility we might just continue to dump. But Bitcoin might go sideways a bit here and hit the top of the channel, which would be about 95.4. Possibility because we did hit the bottom of the downtrend channel. We also might just drop right away, but being that we hit the bottom of that downtrend channel, we might just range sideways, go up a bit. Possibility we come up to that 95.4 to 95.3 area, because now you're just playing the downtrend channel. So watch the downtrend channel and see what it is going to do. But initially we are definitely dropping on Bitcoin. We have a 1 hour and 15 minute close left to the 18-hour time frame. At this point, you're just kind of going to have a slow bleed until you break that downtrend channel. let's see what else we can look at here, if anything. I do want to look at Dash. So Dash is rejecting our conversion line. Dash is rejecting the conversion line. So here you can see on Dash, we broke the trend, which is amazing because that means that Dash should come all the way back down to here. Hopefully. Because if Dash came back down to here, we never backtested the fair value gap right here. I hope Dash drops one more time so I can get in along at the bottom, which would probably be around $50 if it did drop. Yeah, Dash is, I wouldn't be shorting Dash. We're on an uptrend, but this should be the top on Dash. You have bearish dive. If you break out of this resistance conversion line, you're going to pump to 235. But at the moment, Dash is looking like it's going to come back down. Sorry if you went through Sol, but had to restart everything. Are we looking at 138 to 136? So Solana broke the trend, kind of doing what Bitcoin is doing, backtesting it right now. So at the moment on Solana, I could see us dropping all the way back down to about 132 and ultimately 135. If we look at our liquidity gaps on Sol, so Sol's going to hit about 137 in the shorter term and then ultimately 135. I would say if I'm looking at where to take profit on my Solana short, around 135. 135 is where I'd be taking profit on my Solana short, but if it breaks that, it'll go a lot lower. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up the live here. I'm pretty sure everybody can see the direction in the market pretty much until the 18-hour time frame. We are going to drop pretty much. We are trying to come up on this downtrend here. I don't feel like it will hold. Like I said, you're looking at that fair value gap being tested around 94.8. But for the most part, throughout the day, we're going to continue down. The trades that we're in are riding are stocks, Bitcoin, XRP, And I'm waiting for Aave to break that trend. Once Aave breaks that trend, we are going to dump on Aave. And then Ethereum just broke the trend too. Solana at 100. Very possible. Very possible. But we haven't hit the top of that downtrend on Sol. So I do want to hit that downtrend on Sol before we... So if you guys look at ETH, ETH already broke. ETH already broke the uptrend. So you're just looking at Ethereum ranging a bit. You did bounce off the downtrend right here. There's a possibility we do push up to this top of the channel. We are pretty bearish right now, but possibility we push up and then continue down. I wouldn't bet on that though, because we are bearish. We did break the uptrend. So I would say ETH is going to go down to about 3,000-ish in that region. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. We're going to end the live off there. Unless Bitcoin is doing any chaos and breaking 91K, I'm not going to go live this weekend. The next crypto live is going to be London at 1 a.m. on Sunday, New York Monday to Friday during the day at 9 a.m., and Tokyo Monday and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. 8 to 8:30. And that's pretty, yeah, see, ETH is weak. See, when you've got weak momentum, it's tough to play that downtrend in the top. But like I said, we're pretty much back testing that fair value gap. If you guys are making money in the Beast Limitless community, guys, post it in our chat right here, wins, okay? I want everybody posting their wins. It motivates the heck out of me, okay? Oh, look, crushing it on stacks. Shout out to you, Ali. BTC short 40x, let's go. Argil, I appreciate you. Thomas, thank you for coming on the live. Tim, CJ, DV, IXCO, Tips, Steve, One Up, Fast Easy, Harry, Alejandro, all of you guys. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. The chat goes back a big way. Without you guys, I wouldn't be really doing anything. So I appreciate you guys for being on these lives. Hopefully I'm making you guys a lot of money. Hopefully. All right, guys, that's all I got for y'all today. We'll see you on Sunday unless Bitcoin breaks 91K. Then I probably got to go live. But we'll see you in the app. White, I appreciate you. Have a good night. Fast Easy, good night. Or good day.